Hello everybody, I am the CCG Collector, and it's time to crack open a package from the Star Wars Players Committee online store. Now, for those of you who don't know, the Star Wars Players Committee is the official group responsible for carrying on the Star Wars customizable card game after Decipher lost the license to it. So they're the ones that print out that release the virtual sets, and they have a pretty big, a decent-sized community and so on, so they handle the rulings these days and all that. Now, they've always had a store to offer Star Wars cards, but recently, and I say recently, maybe sometime now once I post the video, but recently they bought all of the Star Wars customizable cards from Category 1 Games, which until that point had been the biggest online seller of Star Wars cards. Now, this was a little bit concerning for me because I know that the owner of Category 1 Games was meticulous in how he graded cards, and his near mint was near mint, and his slightly played was what a lot of other people would call near mint. So he was a very consistent seller, very easy seller to work with, good shipping, good prices, all that. And now it's out of his hands. So I went ahead, I made a purchase at the Star Wars Players Committee store, and I will include a link in the description if you guys want to go there as well, if it turns out to be a favorable review of them, of course. And, we'll see what happens. I do have a primary source of my Star Wars cards that's not Category 1 Games anymore, but they did not have what's going to be in here. So we're going to take a look and see what kind of cards we have. Now, let's see. So we do have a packing list here. It's nice that they list the cards that are supposed to be in here. They do not appear to list the condition at all, which I guess is okay. For the most part, the cards that they post are listed at one condition. So if you're going to have, a Cloud City Trooper, I'm just pulling that out of the air, it's going to be in slightly played condition, and that's that. It's not, they don't have a near mint, and a slightly played and heavily played like Category 1 Games would. Same deal with these. Most of these are from later sets, a couple of Death Star 2, a couple of Theed Palace, and I picked the ones that were listed in near mint, mint, unplayed condition. Now, the interesting thing about that, and I see that they have it in a nice little, this is going to be a pain. I may not be able to open these with all the tape on, but we'll find out. So the interesting thing about grading is that a lot of people do have different grading standards. Mint is usually pretty consistent across the board. Near mint varies in how many issues the cards can have. But the grading category near mint / mint is kind of in its own category, because all it really means, I've found, is that you open the pack, you took the card right out, and that's it. You list it. You put it in a sleeve or whatever, and you list it. So it doesn't really have any bearing on the actual condition of the card, other than, it could have ink spots, it could have dents just from the package being beaten up. Other than that, so the only condition is really that it's from a pack pulled. Now, the majority of these cards are in that near mint, mint, unplayed condition. One was listed as mint / near mint, and that was Wedge Antilles from, I believe, A New Hope. Now, I'm going to probably have a lot of trouble opening this, and that's... wait, here we go. And I don't know if that's truly a different grading category for them, or if it's just that they had those cards in stock and it was graded like that some time ago and now they have a new standard, or what. But I'm going to pull these out. There's Wedge, and there we go. And we're going to take a look. We're going to see what exactly that entails. So here is Wedge Antilles. Now this is mint / near mint. Now it's also interesting that some sellers, oh my goodness, wow, that some sellers have different categorizations as well. I know one on eBay, I haven't actually bought through them yet, but I contacted them. They have mint / near mint, which means it's in top-notch condition, like absolutely pristine. And then they have near mint / mint, which is just the minorest step below that. So you got to be careful on the ordering of those sometimes. This one, Wedge Antilles, was mint/near mint, and it is gorgeous. Very happy with that. The rest of these should all be in the same unplayed condition. So let's go left. Looks great. Maul's Sith Infiltrator. Looks great. The Phantom Menace does look a tiny bit cloudy on the bottom, but not really in a way that anyone would notice. Blue Squadron B-Wing is miscut on the front, not so much on the back, but the condition of the card is top-notch. Saber 1. That's a pretty hard card to find, actually. But there it is, Green Squadron A-Wing. Because my understanding is that there are some cards that are rare, and then there are some cards that are rare and really good cards. And Saber 1 is one of those really good cards. Okay, and Battle Deployment, again, looks mostly good. Kind of. No, it doesn't. So this one, actually, you see there's scratching on there. It's cloudy. So there's no nicks or anything on here, but it is certainly not in mint condition. So I'm going to set that aside over there. And that was a little bit of my concern when they took over Category 1 Games' collection, because you're going to have a ton of cards that he's graded, but maybe they don't know his grading standards, or maybe they assumed that they were all graded the same, or I don't know the logistics of that. This one looks fine. But you see the results a little bit. And maybe that one, maybe Battle Deployment was just an oversight. Oh, maybe not. You can see this one's all cloudy too. Nicked, beaten up. Unfortunate. DFS 1308. And the problem too is that if you're not looking closely at these, if you just look at the card itself, it's free from any nicks, any damage, no ink spots. And another thing too is that a lot of people, when they're grading cards, they only care about the front, because you stick it in your binder, no one ever sees the back. So, and that was actually something the owner of Category 1 Games had told me as well when I said, hey, one of the Cloud City cards you gave me, the front looks great, the back there's some damage on the side. And he said, well, yeah, but the front is really good, and that's all most people care about. There, minor damage on the back is not as big of a deal for people, but see, I would not call this card near mint, and I certainly wouldn't call it pack pulled. So I don't actually know what grading classification they have then for these sorts of things. Bravo 1 looks good. We don't have time for this. Looks good. Naboo Celebration looks good. And TT9 looks, well, meh. Some people might be happy with that one. So on the whole, I'm pretty happy with the order. I will also say too that the Players Committee store has a lot better prices on a lot of these than you might find on eBay or at someone else's store. Now, I don't know how well I can see these prices here, but usually, like this card right here is a rare for 75 cents, rare for 75 cents. They don't have one in stock right now, but their Darth Maul Young Apprentice alternate image card is listed at, I think, 75, when on eBay it usually goes for over 100. But that's the Players Committee store. That's how they packaged it. Took maybe, I don't know, a week and a half to get here, so it wasn't blazing fast. But, yeah, I think on the whole, I'm happy with my purchase. And the cards that I'm not as pleased with, let's see, were cheap enough. I mean, this is $1.25 here. DFS is 75 cents. Master Destroyers is, well, it's $3, but yeah. For the most part, my money was well spent. Anyway, this video ran a little long, but I am the CCG Collector. That's the Star Wars Players Committee store. Check out the link in the description if you want to buy some cards. And I'll see you all next time. Thanks for watching.